So, good morning, everyone. I want to introduce myself quickly. My name is Sam Meldon, and I'm the Chief Communications External Affairs Officer here at TARTA. And we're so glad to have this conversation here today about our DBE program. And I'm really just here to intro this conversation, intro my colleagues who will go through this presentation and offer up a couple housekeeping items about this meeting. So first of all, this virtual meeting is being recorded and it will be available on our website um, after we're done. And also, it is one of several pieces of community engagement that we will have. So when you think about TARTA's activity and engagement of the community, there are really two ways to think about that. There's one, which is we try to be out in the community on a daily basis about everything from our service expansion and the various changes that might come along with that to hiring that we're doing to just different things that this organization is involved in. And DBE is certainly, being able to work with us and be a vendor and do business with TARTA is really important to get the word out. We try to do that in a lot of different ways. There are some ways that are very necessary and even mandated. And so this is one of those meetings, and we're going about it to follow our processes. So I'm excited to kick it over to my colleagues. Reminder: we will have a Q&A time at the end if anyone would like to leave a question, or even I think we have someone who joined via telephone. We'll try to accommodate that as well if you can't hit the Q&A button. But if you're on Zoom and at the bottom, you'll see the Q&A box. I encourage you to put your question in there. And when Sean and Zach are done, then we will get to those questions. So that's it for me. Sean, over to you.
Thank you, Sam. I'm Sean Smith. I am the grant manager and the DBE and ethics officer at TARTA. I'm going to share my screen and we'll run through the DBE update. All right. Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be discussing the updated Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program for the years 2024 to 2026. The Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, or DBE, is a program tailored to government-funded transportation and infrastructure projects. Its primary aim is to provide equal opportunity for small businesses owned and operated by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. The overarching goal is to ensure these businesses have a fair chance to compete for contracts and subcontracts funded by the Department of Transportation and other federal agencies. The program serves as a tool to combat discrimination through contracting opportunities on federally funded projects. The USDOT requires recipients to set an overall DB goal every 3 years. Agencies report on DB contracts twice per year, and the FT reviews all procedures during the triennial review. Importantly, DBE goals are directly tied to estimated budgets and the number of certified DBEs in the market area. TARTA is expected to use this goal as an indicator for how effectively we publicize requests for bids. If for any reason we consistently fall under the DB goal, TARTA is required to take additional steps to enhance our outreach and engagement with DBEs. TARTA does not and will not use quotas in the administration of this DB program. TARTA will not set aside contracts for DBEs except in limited and extreme circumstances when no other method could be reasonably expected to redress egregious instances of discrimination, as set forth in Title 49, Code of Federal Regulations, Part 26, 2643. Over the next slides, I'll review each step in our methodology taken to calculate our new DBE goal. First, we review the past years of DBE contracts. Listed here are the certified DBEs TARTA has worked with since the last time the goal was updated. This list does not include all minority-owned or women-owned businesses that have worked with TARTA. For FTA purposes, only those certified by ODOT and or another DOT authority can be counted when calculating the DBE goal and the DBE impact. With the list of DBEs, we confirm the geographic market area. Majority of the businesses were located in Ohio. 7 of the 15 were based in Lucas County. So for the purposes of the DBE calculation, we selected Lucas County and all the neighboring Ohio counties. Next, we forecast 3 years worth of projects. We estimated that TARTA will spend $18.8 million in federal funds. This does not include vehicles since transit vehicle manufacturers follow a separate DBE requirement. It also does not include internal operating costs that may also be federally funded. The largest budgets include construction, taxi and ride sharing, auto parts, and consulting. Note that just taxi, rideshare, and construction make up about 2/3 of the budget. In the following step, we break down the estimated budget by North American Industry Classification System description. This is a census-related classification that allows us to estimate service availability. We count how many DBEs can perform those projects within the GMA, and the number gets divided by the total number of businesses that can perform the project. This gets us a base figure. This continues to the next slide. And as a reminder, for FDA purposes, only those certified by ODOT and or another DOT authority can be counted when calculating the DBE goal and the DBE impact. In the final step, we multiply the base figure by the budget percentage. The total base figures are all added together, and this gives us the new goal. For this year, it got us a goal of 3.236. Having a wider range of project types and larger budget can influence the percent of available DBEs, but you can see that we have a similar goal as compared with agencies like Dayton RTA, Ann Arbor, The Ride, and Akron Metro. Since consultant services typically come from outside the GMA and are also a significant percentage of the overall budget, we did propose adjusting the base figure to the statewide amount. That made the adjusted goal increase to 4.289. Presented here is a summary of TARTA's biannual DBE reports. You can see that it ranges from 0 to 33% and averaged at about 10%. Drawing insights from our history with DBE contracts, it's foreseeable that we'll experience phases of heightened engagement as well as periods with limited or no contracts. Irrespective of whether our target is set at 4% or close to the past average of 10%, adherence to regulatory requirements demands that we provide explanation to the FTA when we report 0 contracts. For this reason, TARTA has opted to embrace the aspirational DBE goal of 10%. This decision underscores our dedication to making a positive social impact and fostering economic development. TARTA will regularly post requests for quotes and bids. Besides that, this year we have begun planning for quarterly in-person events to go over upcoming major projects. The first one will be in May. More details will be posted soon, so follow us for updates on tarta.com and our other social media outlets. You can also pre-registered businesses will receive notice when TARTA is seeking quotes and requests for bids. TARTA uses an online electronic solicitation and vendor registration system hosted by OpenGov Procurements. This is a free registration. ODOT manages the certification process through the Ohio Unified Certification Program. DBE support services can also be found here on the ODOT website. From there, TARTA verifies the DBE certification against the O.DBE Unified Directory. That's all I have for the presentation. I handed it back over to Sam.
Thank you, Sean. So I think in addition to offering, time now for any Q&A, if we have any from the participants, I would just recommend, to check back on the Doing Business with TARTA page of our website, and being in contact if there's anyone who has any questions beyond this meeting. You think if people are watching the recording, it's hard to ask a question right now. So we are available and easy to get a hold of. So reach out to anyone, Sean, myself, or, TARTA in general will get you to the right person to get the answers that you're looking for.
Yeah, and I'll add that we're part of a window of public comment period that will end around March 15th. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, feel free to send them out and we'll keep them for our record.
Great addition there. Okay, I do not see any questions in the Q&A box. I'll double check the chat here. I do not see anything there. I'll give it a minute if anyone has any questions to ask. Seeing none, I would just recommend that if anyone has any, they can be in touch after this. Thank you to everyone who attended this conversation, and thank you, Sean, for presenting.
One question.
Looks like, yeah, we have one question. Go ahead, Sean.
Oh,
It's right when you think there aren't any
presentation
questions.
going to be made available to the attendees?
Yes, it will. So this will be posted on our website, the Doing Business with TARTA page of our website. Thank you, Lenora. Okay. Yep. Okay, I think that might be it. Maybe it's a good way to prompt another question if I just say there are none. Really, though, thank you for everyone who attended. Thank you, Sean and Zach, for putting this material together. And please be in touch if we can, be helpful at all and answer any questions about this process and the public comment period, February 15th. Is that what you said, Sean?
Yep.
March
Sorry,
15th.
15th.
March 15th. Good. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much for attending. Have a wonderful day.